Weekly Outdoor Plus is a new and exciting outdoor show presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point. Starring new owner Gary Hintz. His youngest son, the show pro, Jace Hintz. And the show producer, creator, and host, his oldest son, Seth Hintz. So now sit back and relax and get ready to learn about archery and the world of the outdoors.
I'm here at Bucks and Bulls Archery, 3272 Church Street, Stevens Point. What I'm doing is sighting in my crossbow for turkey hunting. I already killed one turkey with the crossbow. I'm going to try getting another one. I got another tag, I just bought it yesterday. Anyway, what we got here at Bucks and Bulls Archery, I got 7 different manufacturers of crossbows here with like 16 different models on hand, all fully set up, ready to shoot. And we have a Quadwell shooting chair, we have shooting sticks, other rests, and a state-of-the-art facility here to sight in crossbows. So I guess what I'm getting at is if you come in, you can try 16 different models of crossbows before you actually purchase one, if you're going to purchase one. If you've never shot a crossbow, you can still come in and shoot one. It's a blast. We have trained technicians. They'll teach you how to shoot them safely, how to cock them safely, how to treat them, how to prevent wear and tear on your strings and cables and stuff. What I'm going to do here, I'm sighting this one in. I've shot it once already. I shot a little high, so I'm going to sight it in for 20 yards here because that's about as far as I'm going to shoot at a turkey. I was shooting high, so I'm going to move her down. And I shot to the right. I'll go left a little bit. Okay, we'll try that. So let's see what we got now. You know, I was about 7 inches high, a couple inches to the right. My first shot, and I moved across the scope, and I bought an inch high right now. That's pretty darn good. These things are deadly accurate. I'll tell you, we can shoot a crossbow, go get the arrow, come back, shoot it in the same hole. Unbelievable. 80 yards, groups like that. Maybe sometimes tighter depending on the weather, on the wind. As you see here, I shot, this first arrow was the low one. I seen it was on the bottom of the X-ring. I moved my sight scope 3 clicks so my arrows would go up. Look at that group. That's unbelievable. I'll tell you, before you buy a crossbow too, you should come in and we can kind of go over everything with you as far as safety. There's a lot of safety features on a crossbow and how to handle them, how to hold them, how to aim them, just to be safe. You don't want to get hurt while shooting a crossbow. A lot of people are afraid of them, but they're really harmless if you know what you're doing. So if you're thinking you want to try a crossbow before you buy one, you come into Bucks and Bulls Archery. We have 6 different brands of crossbows and over 16 models on those 16 brands, mixed and matches. And scopes, my gosh, we have all kinds of scopes, lighted scopes, non-lighted scopes, scopes that you dial right to the speed of the arrow, 1 dot, the HHA optimizer, 4 crosshairs that light, 4 crosshairs, everything you can imagine, scopes. And like I say, our staff is trained crossbow technicians. They know how to shoot them safely. They know how to fix them if there's ever any kind of warranty work, which normally there's not. They can order parts, put together whatever needs to be put together. These bows come in a box. We assemble them, we shoot them, we make sure everything is safe, and then we let the customer shoot them and sighted in for them. They can try them before they buy them, and it's really awesome. I'm kind of excited about the new law. The DNR okayed us to shoot crossbows year-round now at anything. Like, we're shooting turkeys with them now. You can deer hunt with them, you can bear hunt with them. Some people even shoot rabbits and fish and everything with crossbows. It's kind of fun. It's just another way to hunt. Another opportunity they gave us to go out and hunt. If you're not an archer, you could still go out during the bow season now. If you want to be an archer, you can still be an archer.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Woodmat frames are fully customizable handcrafted wood frames. Choose your style of frame, then customize the white maple, cherry, or alderwood mattings with any logo, image, or text. Each and every frame is handmade in central Wisconsin by Master Woodworks, whose creativity and precision led to the creation of these great new frames. Whether you're looking for a single frame or something for the whole group, woodmatframes.com is the place to go. Check us out online or email sales@woodmatframes.com for pricing and ordering information. So when you're ready to put another memory on the wall, come to woodmatframes.com and make it extra special.
This mineral is a game changer. I've put the odds in my favor. It's time to close the deal. I wouldn't change a thing. Finally, the buck of a lifetime. Real Deal Mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Just 7 miles east of Stevens Point, Matero's Pub and Pizza. It's worth the drive.
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that takes the road less traveled than the road less traveled, and finds the comforts of home extremely uncomfortable. This is for that you.
Hi, welcome to Frank's Hardware in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Proud to be family owned and operated since the 1940s. Conveniently located on Highway 10, Frank's Hardware has all your general hardware needs, and we specialize in a wide variety of products, meaning all of your paint, lawn and garden, plumbing, electrical, and many more of those household needs. Not only do we have a new one,
But we can show you how to fix what you already have. Did you know Frank's Hardware also offers a wide variety of services?
so stop on down to Frank's Hardware today. We don't just have great products.
But we have great service.
Did you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'm going to go over a couple safety tips on a crossbow. First of all, when you cock a crossbow, you hook these hooks on the string, and each manufacturer has a different way they want you to hook them. Some over the top, some underneath. This one, particular one, is underneath. So you hook them up, and when you pull up on it, you can kind of use your arms like this, not so much your back, so you don't hurt yourself. Very easy to cock, but you never know, don't take much to hurt your back. Okay, when you put it on fire and you shoot it, you leave it on fire. When you cock it, it goes back to safety automatically. And there is a way with the knock and the cock feather, a proper way to load an arrow. We always put the cock feather down, and we make sure the arrow is set up so the knock with the cock feather down so the knock is on the string properly. That's the way we set them up ahead of time. When you cock it, I don't know if I told you, it automatically goes to safety, so now this is on safe. And then really important thing, if you're not aware of this, you keep your fingers below the guard that comes on the crossbow, so your finger's not up in a line of fire with the string. So just grab it where you need to grab it by the guard. And then point it always, just like a gun, you always point it in a safe direction. Never point it towards anyone. But you could take your safety off. Okay, so I'm going to line it up like I'm ready to shoot, just like you would a gun. Take your safety off. Put your finger on the trigger, hand below the guard, just relax, take a breath, and then put your finger on the trigger and squeeze real slow until the crossbow shoots. Don't go and hammer your trigger because you'll jerk your crossbow. You want to be real smooth. Real smooth on the trigger. Make a nice shot. Squeeze it slowly until the bow shoots. You'll hit where the crosshairs are. If you get close and make it shoot, you're not going to hit where the crosshairs are. So if you want to practice, come into Bucks and Bulls Archery here. We can practice. We have a lot of we got like 20 some crossbows set up, at least 16 different models that we can try. See what one you're the most comfortable with. There's one other thing I highly recommend before you're going out hunting is whatever kind of bow you're using, vertical bow, crossbow, shoot a broadhead out of the bow with the arrow, with the release, with the close on that you're going to hunt with. There's so many people come in here, screw broadhead on and go out hunting, and they shoot 4 or 5 inches off, 6 inches off, sometimes as much as a foot off. We have a big broadhead target here. You can come in, shoot your broadhead before you hunt. Everybody that went out with a crossbow with me this year before turkey hunting, we all shot a crossbow with a broadhead before we went and made sure it hit perfect. We put lighted knocks in. If you're gonna hunt with lighted knocks, shoot that lighted knock. Practice with it. Practice with your broadhead. Don't just go out there and wing it.
Matero's Pub and Pizza is located on Highway 66 in Polonia, Wisconsin. Come join us. Bucks and Bulls Archery is Central Wisconsin's favorite archery supply and pro shop. Located at 3272 Church Street in Stevens Point, they have an indoor range, video archery room, and fully stocked pro shop. Professional equipment repair and NFAA certified archery instruction also available. Get in now for a single or group lesson.
Hi, I'm Gary, owner of Bucks and Bulls. Stop in and see us soon.
Weekly Outdoor Plus, set in Central Wisconsin, is all about archery, hunting, and anything outdoors.
Presented to you by Bucks and Bulls Archery, 3272 Church Street, Stevens Point.
Don't miss us at our new time every Sunday at 10 a.m. on Fox 55. Get your photos on an upcoming episode during our fan photo segment presented by Barbershop, your vacuum and sewing machine headquarters, where you buy with confidence. Simply send us your photos with a brief description to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Then watch for yourself in every week's new fan photo segment. Now let's see who sent us their photos this week. Our first picture this week comes from Mike and his dad with one of their birds they got this spring. And here's another one of his dad at age 80. Got this bird with a brand new crossbow. And here's a great photo from one of our neighbors of some baby robins. And here we have one from Gary, out on a walk with his dog. Here's a cool shot from our friend Al, turkey hunting over in Vernon County. Next up we have Johnny Ballinger practicing at Bucks and Bulls Archery. And this one comes from Mara Daniels, who bagged this tom on her first ever youth hunt. And our last picture this week is of Grant and myself after catching some bluegills last Sunday afternoon. Thank you to all of this week's entries in our fan photos segment presented by Barbershop. Don't miss out on your chance to be part of the show by sending in your photos to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Now back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's lesson segment on Weekly Outdoor Plus. Jason Hintz here with you as always, and this week I'm going to go over with you guys how to pick the perfect shaft for when you're shooting either spots or 3D archery, because it's getting to be that time of year again. First couple tournaments are starting this weekend already, so you got to make sure that you have your setup as best as you can get it, especially if you are buying new arrows or if you just have existing arrows but a new bow, or you're increasing your poundage. All that's going to make a big difference. If you're growing up, you're going to have different draw lengths and stuff like that, so you got to make sure that you have the right arrow shaft and fletchings and nock and tip for your setup. The big things is, I just set mine up like 2 days ago, and the big thing is you got to first of all know how many pounds you're going to be shooting, because that's very crucial in how long you're going to cut them and what weight tip you're going to put in the front, so that you can get the perfect spine for your arrow, for your setup. And what I did is I actually set up, I knew I wanted to shoot 56 pounds for indoors this year for my 3D and my spots. So what I did ahead of time is I figured out what shaft I needed, how thick of a shaft I wanted, because I'm going to be shooting it for 3D and I want to make sure that I have a little bit thicker one so I can catch more lines, and you know, it's just going to be a lot better off if you do have little flaws, that it'll help out catching the little flaws. But what I did was I picked out mine, I got everything set up, and then I actually went on the computer and I typed in everything that I had set up. I knew I wanted 4-inch feathers. I like feathers on indoors because, you know, there's no weather, there's no rain like we were talking about where it's going to make your feathers shrink. There's not a lot of wear and tear on them really. You're shooting one arrow at a different target all the time. You're not shooting your feathers and getting them all broken up and everything. So I got my 4-inch feathers, I got my actual shaft that I wanted, and then what I did was I typed it all in on the computer and I figured out what I would need to have or how long I need to cut it for 56 pounds at 29-inch draw length. What I ended up cutting mine at was 29 inches. And the reason I did that was because, one, it's a little bit longer, which I like to have a little bit longer, just because if I do end up wanting to cut it shorter or I go up in weight, it's going to make my arrow weaker, which means if I make it weaker, obviously I need to cut it a little shorter, and that's one easy fix. The other one is I put 100 grain tips in the front, and simply going from 100 to 112 grains, if I did an insert, you'd be looking at, 4 feet a second, which a lot of people worry about, but that half-inch I would cut off, I'd only gain 1 foot. So is it really worth cutting these arrows as short as I could possibly make them so I can get that extra 3 feet a second? In my opinion, no. You'd rather shoot way more accurately, obviously. So you got to figure out exactly how you want it set up for your length. Then you can go with your tip weight. Once you know your tip weight, again, you can get pretty much any weight you're looking for. You can go all the way down to like 80, I've gone down to 75 grains. You can go all the way up to 300 grains if you're shooting your spots, big, thick arrows. The thicker the arrow, the diameter, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have more stiffer shaft at all. It doesn't mean you have a weaker shaft. It could all make a big difference. I have some arrows that'll fit 3 inside of my spots arrows, and they're actually way stiffer than my spots arrows are. The only reason that is because it's not how round it is, it's how thick the wall of it is. And that's where you get your 250, 350, that's where you get your 400, 500, depending what brand you're shooting. All those are going to make a difference. So once you get your arrow shaft selected, you got to make sure you cut it to the correct length for your poundage and your draw length. And then you also have to have the right weight of point in there, because your point weight, if you go 50 grains up or down, it's going to make a huge difference on the spine of your arrow. And when I'm talking the spine of your arrow, it's going to be how consistently you're hitting in the same spot. If you do have them set up correctly, it's going to be a lot more consistent arrow to arrow. You can shoot one arrow consistent all the time, but if you have a whole group or a whole dozen of them and you want them to be consistent, make sure you set them all up exactly the same and know what you can do for it. That's another way we talked about, like walk back tuning, going up and down with your poundage when you're group tuning at different distances. When you're group tuning and you go up and down in your weights, that's going to make a big difference on your spine of your arrow. And that's basically what you're trying to find when you're doing that also, is getting your arrow perfectly spined by, going an extra pound on there will make a big difference. If it's going to get, you add a pound, it's going to make it weaker. You lose a pound, it's going to make it stiffer. And if you don't know exactly what you need, that's one way to figure it out. Otherwise, stop into Bucks and Bulls. We have a great program that you can set it up on, and it'll even tell you what your different shaft options would be. Or you can say, hey, what if I bought this shaft? Could I make it work for my setup? Another option. So definitely, if you're going to be shooting any 3D this winter or even spots, make sure you got a nice tuned arrow. All right, if you have any questions, stop in. We'd be more than happy to help you. Send us an email or Facebook message us, and it'd be great to help you out. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the range this year. Do you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Bucks and Bulls Archery is Central Wisconsin's favorite archery supply and pro shop. Located at 3272 Church Street in Stevens Point, they have an indoor range, video archery room, and fully stocked pro shop. Professional equipment repair and NFAA certified archery instruction also available. Get in now for a single or group lesson.
Hi, I'm Gary, owner of Bucks and Bulls. Stop in and see us soon.
Real Deal Mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that takes the road less traveled than the road less traveled, and finds the comforts of home extremely uncomfortable. This is for that you.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer speed dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Next time you go out, make it memorable at Matero's Pub and Pizza. Woodmat frames are fully customizable handcrafted wood frames. Choose your style of frame, then customize the white maple, cherry, or alderwood mattings with any logo, image, or text. Each and every frame is handmade in Central Wisconsin by Master Woodworks, whose creativity and precision led to the creation of these great new frames. Whether you're looking for a single frame or something for the whole group, woodmatframes.com is the place to go. Check us out online or email sales@woodmatframes.com for pricing and ordering information. So when you're ready to put another memory on the wall, come to woodmatframes.com and make it extra special. And now we end today's show at the PWA fishing tournament out at Club 10, where Jason and his partner Cody are hoping to bring in a haul of fish. So we end today with some of the sights and sounds off the water.
Scale is 0. .5, 2. 3.5. Boat number 54.
Tell me what you got.
Can't, it's a secret.
We're all about to find out.
3 walleyes. No bass, nothing big enough.
You caught 3 inches in 2 hours. Quick trip would be all over.
Must have just caught those.
What was your your boat number again? 19. Boat number 19!
Ooh,
3 walleye! The Bucks and Bulls team you got going on here? Yeah, of course. It's 16-0 and 31-0. Okay, thank you, Sam. 3.48!
Here at the PWA fishing tournament, and so far today we had 3 walleyes that registered and caught a lot of other fish, mostly smaller, but it was a rough day for a lot of people, I think. So another day tomorrow, see how it goes.
What's top weight?
3.52.
No, total.
Total 12.19.
Yeah. 9.94!
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Don't forget to check us out online at facebook.com/weeklyoutdoorplus. See you next week.
Did you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.